Hello and welcome everyone to the lab section. Revit families, we're in the expert level. We're talking about session 11, room sections. And in this room sections, we will talk about symbols, shared parameters, outside the box, standard family, families. All the same stuff we just covered in the lecture side. But let's jump up here and see what we're going to do with the room sections lab. Essentially what we're trying to do is build this new set of symbology that we will use on our sheets that look more like our section heads that we use for room elevations. There is an elevation symbol. There are some things that you can do under that elevation symbol to make it look a little cleaner, a little more like yours. There are other workarounds. This is just a way of doing this particular workaround. So let's go ahead and open up the final family and look at how that works and then build it from scratch. All right, here we go. So this is what the family should look like once we're all said and done. You should be able to drop it into a project and it will all work. In order to do that, we have to open up the right content. And that is very interesting. Okay. Hold on just a moment. There we go. The room section. I have the wrong file. All right. So from here, of course, we've got the picture there, nothing new there. To start off, we want to do something. We want to start a new section head and look at how it's built by default. Okay. File, new, family or annotation symbol. It's going to work the same. It's just whether you go directly into this folder or not. Section head. And, you know, it's great when they give you notes like this. So, this is going to determine the connection with the system section line. What's the system section line? It's that line that goes between the section head and the section tail when you're drawing. It's also the line that gets split whenever you split the section line. I like that. Don't move the horizontal left and right reference planes. Love it when they give you notes like that. That's a good one. Just don't move it. It's worthwhile. Okay, so first step here is to give yourself some sort of section mark lines and then make it a filled region. So lines or filled region, it's going to work the same either way. I could do a tangent arc. I could do some sort of lines. It doesn't really matter so long as you got some way of distinguishing the way this is going to look. And what if we try this little trick? Point to there and equalize. Uh-oh. No, sometimes it's, let's try this one. Get rid of one, delete. Will it let me equalize now? There we go, cool. So there's one way to equalize stuff and clean them up. As long as I've got it equalized on one side, I can clean that up to there. And then mirror over. I can pick a point, I can draw a line. There we go. And then not last but least, grab that, trim and extend, clean up, and now I have a little jack-in-the-box head. Okay. You can grab your arrow from other places. Whatever you want to do with your arrow is up to you. Get some sort of physical geometry. And then place a label as shown, view name, label, place the label, view name. Uh-oh. You can double click on the view name, that will add it right there. We go and click OK. Notice that it is using what? Label type. 330 seconds. Do I make any mention of the label type here? No, I don't. Why? Because at this point you should be able to flip the text size or label size and font without any question. We've done that before. We've hit the process points. No problems there. Okay. The label's on the left-hand side. That's why I'm saying save the family with the label on the left-hand side. within the name. Okay, let's get to families. Okay, so you're going to file, save as. You're going to find where you want to save all of these things. You may want to do this as a test folder. And paste in that name from the document. LF is the left. Copy or move over to the right. Oh, by the way, I should get rid of this. File, save as. Right. Save. And window tile. Let's get rid of this. Nope. And no. I'm bringing up both the left and the right, and then window tiling, so that you can see. The reason why I have them on either side is because when they're being used in a project, that's where the label is going to set up. So once you've figured that out, we need to create a total of 4 with the symbology, meaning the text, I mean not the text, the filled region, all pointing up, but the label, moved over. And by the way, on these left and right ones, what are you going to have to do? We need to think about this. Really long name. I probably want this centered, so let's look at the element properties there. Vertical alignment would be centered, or sorry, would be bottom and centered, so that the name will always be, the bottom center will always be right there. And then it will begin to grow up. This one should be right justified. The one on the right should be left justified. Oh, I don't need this one here. Oh, wait, this is the left. Delete that. Save. Undo. Delete this. File, save as. Up. And then last but not least, file, save as. Down. Apparently I can't type today. So down. Cool. So we've named all of these, but we've not really done anything yet important. We began to fill up the 5 pieces of this eventual section head room elevation tag thing. We want to make one more label that's going to have the detail number and the sheet number, so that it will work the way most of the time we want these things to work. So, detailed number, referencing detail, and sheet number. Uh-oh. What is that label? That's not what the right label is. Let's go ahead and check that information. Oh, I said reference label. I want to make sure that's detail number. Delete that. And okay, there's our detail number. Of course, we want to have it what? Justified to the center and top. And this also should be justified to the center. Top, bottom, really not going to be all that big of a deal at this point. Notice that that's the center of that family, or label rather. So the center of the labels, there we go, now we're all lined up. And perhaps I'll push this down using arrows.
Hey, Will?
Mm-hmm.
Did we just see a property of labels that they naturally want to center on each other?
Ah, good point. So long as this justification, whatever this justification is, it will try to line up that with the justification of the other